My dear friends, once again I am here. Hope all of you are doing well. Now, today in this part 2 of the comparison different Himalayan destinations, today I will cover Sikkim, Darjeeling, Northeast, Assam, Arunachal, Meghalaya as well as Bhutan. In my earlier video, probably you have seen already, I have covered the destinations like the Kashmir, Ladakh and Nepal. Today I will cover 4-5 more destinations. Now coming first to Sikkim, Darjeeling. Sikkim is a very beautiful state in the northeastern state, northeast part of India. Once you reach the Bagdogra airport or NJP railway station, it will take around 5 hours to reach you to Gangtok. So journey is little exhaustive, I would say, and road is not very good. But Sikkim, in terms of its natural beauty, it's really very awesome. Okay, and Sikkim has different parts, has different beauties. Like in North Sikkim, the destinations are the Lachen, Lachung, and from there you can go to Gurdamba Lake, Yamthang Valley, you can go to the Zero Point, you can go to the Katao. There are a lot of places. Even you can go to the Singik kind of offbeat destinations. North Sikkim is very good during the month of March and April, even in the January, February also, where you can expect a lot of snows, okay, full of snows. Gurdamba Lake is full of snows, okay. So during that time, North Sikkim is particularly very good, but avoid North Sikkim during the rainy season because road towards the North Sikkim is not good. And you can remember that in North Sikkim, the hotel quality in North Sikkim is not that good. In Lachung, you will get a 4-star deluxe property, but in Lachen, hotel quality is not that good. You cannot get any 4-star hotels. Okay, you can get up to 3-star deluxe kind of hotels. Now coming to the West Sikkim part and the Gangtok part. Gangtok is the Sikkim's capital and very well planned city. It has been diversified in last 10-20 years. So Gangtok city is very big. The advantage of Gangtok city is that main city center point is the MG Marg. So people used to prefer to stay near about MG Marg, okay, Mahatma Gandhi Marg, okay, where there are a lot of sitting places are there, and it's a non-vehicular region. So you can you can witness the Mount Kanchenjunga from the MG Marg. Even there are few hotels, only few hotels, I would say that there are few hotels which can offer you the Mount Kanchenjunga view from Gangtok. Okay, so you need to be very cautious. You need to be, if you are choosy that okay, I would like to get a very good locations, very good view from my room, from my hotel, then please consult a specialist tour operator who knows the Gangtok hotels very much. Your Gangtok sightseeings are in the city sightseeings, I would say that not that great, but obviously when you go to the Changu Lake and Baba Mandir, old Baba Mandir, new Baba Mandir side, that would be really a good day excursion. That you need to start from around 9 o'clock and you will be come back around 3-4 p.m. So these are the main Gangtok city sightseeing. So Gangtok obviously is a must go destinations for any Sikkim Darjeeling packages, okay. And the West Sikkim is very closer to your Mount Kanchenjunga. So when from the West Sikkim there are common places, or the Peling is the most popular places. Then you can stay in the Kaluk, you can stay in the Rabangla, you can stay in the Namchi, you can stay in the Temi Tea Gardens. So all these places, from all these places, your Mount Kanchenjunga looks very closer compared to your Gangtok city or Darjeeling city. So particularly this West Sikkim is very good across all the season except the rainy season, and you can witness the Mount Kanchenjunga at a very closer look, as well as West Sikkim's the sightseeing points are also very good. Rabdance ruins and your, I would say, Kanchenjunga Falls, okay, those are very good. Okay, Khechiperi Lake, I also like it, and the newly constructed the Sky Walk made of glass in Peling, in Upper Peling. So these are the beauties, okay. But the thing is that Gangtok, Sikkim in general, very expensive in the season month. Is, I would say, it's a little bit unreasonably expensive in the season months like the April, May, June 15, 20, as well as October, Diwali time and the Christmas time. Okay, so but rest of the time Sikkim is quite reasonable. Okay, and the best time as well as your price would be very competitive and cheap. That would be the month of January, February, and March. Okay, in that time you can see the Mount Kanchenjunga or snow, but your price would be cheap. Never go to the Sikkim during the month of rainy season, because that might be very cheap, but ultimately you cannot enjoy the trip at all. Now coming to the Darjeeling city. Darjeeling city, my favorite city. Darjeeling city was a British colonial city, so you can still feel the British colonial charm in Darjeeling city. Darjeeling is the Himalayan beauty queen, and it has the lot of Darjeeling tea gardens. Okay, and even you can stay in the Darjeeling tea gardens, old heritage bungalows, which are a little bit expensive, but you can definitely enjoy the charm of that heritage gardens. Now in Darjeeling there are a lot of sightseeings which I found is very unique and powerful, like your toy train, 1856 steam engine toy train, which is more than 170 years old, that is still running and operational. Your Darjeeling Zoo, which holds the red panda, which is very unique. Even the Himalayan Mountaineering Institute as well as Darjeeling Ropeway is very good. Compared to Gangtok City Ropeway, Darjeeling Ropeway is very good. So Darjeeling city sightseeing is really very good, very charming. Apart from that, your Kanchenjunga, from early sunrise Kanchenjunga from your Tiger Hills. Darjeeling has a lot of hotels, like 5-star hotels, 4-star hotels, like in Gangtok city, but choosing the Darjeeling hotels is very tricky, very tricky. I have found many people, those who are from outside West Bengal, like from Western Market or from Delhi, that no, I don't want to go to Darjeeling. I don't want to, because Darjeeling is a very congested city. Yes, it is congested. It is congested because it's a very old city. But you need to know the hotel's location very precisely. Unless and until you know the hotel location precisely, it looks like Darjeeling is a very congested. I can guarantee you, I can suggest 100-meter stretch in a Darjeeling city. Your perceptions about the Darjeeling will completely change. It is very close to Mall. It is awesome views directly. Mount Kanchenjunga views from the bedroom. There are 4-5 hotels are there within that 100-meter stretch. So that you need to understand the Darjeeling very closely. Otherwise, it's not like a Gangtok city where there are a lot of hotels. No hotel does not have much views. Okay. So, and in Gangtok city, there are one advantage is that you can get a small taxis like Alto, Wagoner kind of taxi. So you can get 150 rupees, 120 rupees from your hotel to MG Marg and back. In Darjeeling city, there is no such taxi service available. So make sure that your Darjeeling hotels must be close, must be a walking distance from the main mall. It has a good views. Apart from that, it is a good hotels, okay, in terms of its service, room quality, etc. And in Darjeeling, what I suggest, that try to get a flavor of the old heritage tea garden bungalows. Though it's little bit expensive, but I think you will remember this heritage bungalow experience in any Darjeeling tea gardens. There are 4-5 tea gardens currently are operating, so you can choose any of them. I can also guide you that which would be the better views, better locations, better connectivity from the Darjeeling towns. Okay, so Darjeeling is unique, and if you have any plan to come to Sikkim side, I tell you that don't miss Darjeeling in your itinerary. It's very unique and you will love it. This is all about the Sikkim Darjeeling side. Now moving to the Northeast. Northeast has 7 states, but generally tourism happens mainly in the Assam, Meghalaya and Arunachal, and little bit on the Manipur side. Okay, we do not operate on the Nagaland, Tripura as well as Mizoram till now. So I will discuss with the 3 major states like the Assam as well as Meghalaya and Arunachal. Assam Guwahati is the capital city and it is the main gateway for the northeast. So flights are operating from Guwahati to different cities, okay, very frequently: Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai, Kolkata, or from all the places. Okay, Guwahati flights are there. You can get the Guwahati flights. Even from Ahmedabad also you can get it direct non-stop Guwahati flights. In Assam, Assam main beauty lies on the forest. The most popular forest is the Kaziranga forest. You can get the highest number of one-horn rhino in Kaziranga forest. And if you take an elephant ride, you can get to see the plenty of one-horn rhinos, at least 20, 30, 40, 50, something like that. Okay, so they are just here and there. Okay, even if you take a jeep ride, you have the opportunity to see the one-horn rhino from your jeep. Okay, but if you take a elephant ride, the elephant will go much closer where the rhinos are staying at that moment. Okay, or where the rhinos are there at that moment. Okay, so I would encourage to take the elephant ride in Kaziranga, but Kaziranga is open only from the month of more or less mid-October or 1st November to the 30th April every year. Okay, so winter is the best season, and in Kaziranga there are 4-star kind of hotels, okay, are available. 4-star kind of hotels resorts are available, as well as 3-star, but capacity is really limited. So you need to book it quite early, particularly in the winter season. There is a huge rush in Kaziranga, so you should take a good operator who will book your elephant ride and jeep ride, everything jungle safari related activities. Okay, and if you have more time, then you can go to the eastern side of Kaziranga forest. Okay, so there are 3 divisions: western, central and eastern division. Mainly the Indians are allowed in the western division, foreigners are allowed in the central division, and eastern division is mainly for the bird watchers. Okay, so if you are a bird lover, you can go to the eastern side. Now coming to the Arunachal has a virgin beauty. Tawang is the main attraction in Arunachal, which is in the West Arunachal. Okay, now I am covering the West Arunachal. So Tawang is the most beautiful place, and on the way to Tawang, Dirang is also a very beautiful place with good valley views as well as river, just like a Paro in Bhutan. So in Arunachal there are travel restrictions or the days restrictions. Like Arunachal, you can cover only from let's say in the month of April, May, and from October to December 15th. So because of the snow, because of the rain, so there are a lot of restrictions. So every time you cannot travel to Arunachal. Okay, and Arunachal, but it's a virgin beauty. If you are a nature lover, if you want to see the virgin nature, you must see the Arunachal. But Arunachal, those who are choosy about their hotels, okay, I would say that Arunachal does not have much 3-star, 4-star hotels. 4-star hotels in Arunachal don't have at all. Okay, in 3-star hotels, okay, you can get it in Tawang also, but I would not like to say that's a 3-star deluxe hotel. That's a kind of 3-star standard hotels. Okay, so be prepared to make a plan that, okay, you are going to compromise the hotel quality to get the better virgin nature. Okay, so this is all about the western Arunachal part. Eastern Arunachal part, there are a lot of places like Itanagar is in the eastern Arunachal. There are a lot of adventure activities, Zero, Machuka. So all these places are part of eastern Arunachal. So you can take a connecting flight to Dibrugarh. From Dibrugarh, from Delhi, Mumbai and Calcutta, there are flights are operating in Dibrugarh. From Dibrugarh, you can start a trip from central and eastern Arunachal. Central and eastern Arunachal, my colleague Sumon, who is from that area, who will explain you in a much better way in a separate video on the eastern Arunachal. Okay, just wait for that video. Now coming to the Meghalaya part. Meghalaya is a 12-month season destinations. Anytime you can come, and every season has a unique advantage. Like in rainy season, people wants to go Meghalaya to see the rains, to see the falls. Okay, in the rainy season. So in July, August, Meghalaya is crazy. People are crazy about Meghalaya. Okay, all the falls. Meghalaya is Meg Alai. Meg means cloud. Alai means abode or home. So Meghalaya during the rainy season, all the falls, okay, there are so many falls. The most popular falls is Noakalia Falls in Cherrapunji, in Seven Sister Falls in Cherrapunji, Elephanta Falls close to Shillong. There are so many falls here and there. Okay, so all these falls are fully loaded with water, and that's really mesmerizing. And if you go little bit dry time, then you can do a lot of activities, explorations of the places, like the double decker living root bridge. It's a 5 hours up and down trek. I have done it in 6-7 hours. Okay, it's really very enjoyable, and once you achieve that, you will feel proud of it. Okay, so there are a lot of activities you can do in the month of November, December, January. The Dauki river trip, that's really very wonderful. You can go to the Joai, you can go to the Cherrapunji, Mausinram. There are so many places. Okay, you can stay in the Dauki close to Bangladesh border. But the main challenge is that other than Shillong, the capacity of hotel accommodation is extremely limited compared to its demand. In Cherrapunji, hardly there are 80 rooms, 80 hotels are there. Hardly there are 30-40 rooms are 3-star and above categories. So, and particularly in the peak season, Meghalaya is, every time it is almost peak. Okay, every time people are going. Okay, but out of that, July, August is the crazy season for Meghalaya. So be plan it well in advance and choose the right hotels. Okay, because your itinerary wise hotel should be perfect. Okay, like when you go to the double decker living root bridge in Cherrapunji, okay, if you stay in the main Cherrapunji town, it would be too tiring to reach at that point because it's a 25 kilometers odd route. So you should stay in the Cherrapunji holiday resort, okay, for the double decker living root bridge. So all this makes Meghalaya a 12-month destination and very enjoyable destination. Meghalaya does not have the sightseeing which can be directly seen. That means in Sikkim, once you get out of the car, you can see the sightseeing. But in Meghalaya, you need to little bit walk, you need to little bit trek. So all these sightseeing has been made very intelligently, I found. Okay, so this is all about the Meghalayas. Now coming to the last destinations, Bhutan. Bhutan is considered the #1 destinations of world in 2020 by Lonely Planet. Just think, what a prestigious recognitions, what a prestigious recognition. There are so many places, so many countries, so many destinations, and Lonely Planet, the most trusted and prestigious travel magazine of the world, they have described Bhutan as a #1 travel destinations in 2020. But unfortunately in 2020 many people could not go. So now let me talk about the Bhutan. Okay, Bhutan is nestled in the Himalayas, eastern Himalayas. Okay, in one side India, another side on top side, on north side it is China. It has the natural beauty, the Thimphu, Paro, Punakha, Pobjika Valley, Ha Valley. It has a wonderful natural beauty, and most of the important thing is that its people, Bhutan people, are very polite and welcoming in nature. So Bhutan is a luxury relaxing destinations in the Himalayas. So Bhutan sightseeings are there. Even the UNESCO World Heritage sightseeings like the Taksang Monastery or Tiger Nest Monastery is there. So you need to climb it up. Okay, around 3 hours going up, 2 hours going down. So even that, Bhutan is primarily for the relaxing luxury destinations. I repeat once again, it is a relaxing luxury destinations. Those who want to have a very relaxing and luxury trip, choose Bhutan undoubtedly. Bhutan is not really for sightseeing. Some people told me, sir, you have given me 9 sightseeing points and they have given us 10 sightseeing points. I said, yes, you please feel free to go with them, because you do not understand the Bhutan charms, Bhutan beauty. That's why I am making this video, to understand that what are the charms and beauty of different Himalayan destinations. Darjeeling, has a wonderful, very, very powerful, strong sightseeing point. Even in Kathmandu also, those who like heritage, Kathmandu has a very, very good sightseeing point, but Bhutan is not. Bhutan is some monasteries, some museums, etc., etc. But Bhutan, the people, the ambience is extremely good. The weather is extremely good. It's still very, very pleasant during the summer months like May, June. So Bhutan, anytime you can travel to Bhutan. January, February cold, March, April pleasant, May, June is very pleasant, July, August rainy season, but if you go by flight, rain will not disturb you. I am Sandeep Rahar, take my words. Rain will happen only in the night, and in the July, August full of apples, not like Pahalgam kind of apples that business professionally built up, nurtured. It's not like that. It's the apple trees in every hotel, every home, every resort, everywhere. So it is very scattered. So Bhutan is very beautiful country, but Bhutan, adopts the low volume, high value tourism policy for long. That was particularly for foreign travelers. So they used to pay 250 USD per night per head. So they are going to introduce, once they will open the country for the tourists, they are going to introduce, most likely I would say, they are going to introduce 1200 rupees per day for Indian tourists. So Bhutan is going to be an expensive. So Bhutan is an expensive country, it's a relaxing country. So that is why they would like to restrict the number of tourists to protect their country in a much, much better way, much, much environmental friendly way. So it is a country that tells you the peace, and Bhutan is a happy country. There is no GDP, gross domestic product, there is a gross happiness index. So they used to maintain the gross happiness index of its citizen. So it's a very, very unique country. You will feel a unique feeling while going to Bhutan that you will never get it anywhere in other Himalayan destinations. So whenever next time you plan for Bhutan, you tell us, we will guide you in detail depending on your durations. Bhutan can be done 5 nights, 6 nights, 7 nights program. Paro Airport, which is at the mountain top, which is at the natural valley, is well connected from Delhi and Calcutta. It was, okay. So when Bhutan will open, probably in the month of October 2021, it might open up. Then we are expecting the same flight frequency from Delhi and Calcutta. Otherwise, you can go via Phunshuling Road, you can take a flight to Bagdogra, Siliguri Airport, then you can take a land road, okay. But Bhutan generally prefers tourists through flight route to directly to Paro, and while coming to Paro, you will get the snow peak mountains, Mount Everest and all snow peak mountains view from the left side of your flight, from the left window of your flight. So this is all about Bhutan in short. Bhutan has lot of, just a minute before concluding, Bhutan has lot of luxury and ultra luxury hotels, okay. Bhutan 20,000 plus room night hotels in Bhutan are very, very common, and it goes up to the 2 lakhs per room per night, okay. So those who are looking for luxury, ultra luxury kind of tour, choose Bhutan undoubtedly. It will be a very, very relaxing and luxury trip in Himalayas. That much today. Hope you like this kind of informative videos and you would like to get this kind of informative videos in future. Please like this video, share these videos, subscribe our channel and press the ring button. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you. Take care and stay well. Thank you.